Hey friends, imagine this. You're walking down a quiet Paris street in 1921, tipping your beret, whistling a tune, and suddenly, whoosh, a car zooms by so fast it blows your baguette into the next arrondissement. That's not a fever dream. That's the Helica De Leyat, a machine so bizarre, so over the top, and so unapologetically French, it didn't drive. It practically flew. Today on Technomaniacs, we're diving into a vehicle that happened when someone looked at a plane and said, what if, but cheaper? Before we fire up this airborne baguette, smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and remember, the link to the official museum page is in the video description. So, let's talk about the weirdest mix of bike, plane, and wild ambition since someone tried to race a pigeon on roller skates. Marcel Leyat, a French engineer who clearly had nerves of steel and no fear of lawsuits, decided that regular cars were boring. Why use wheels for motion when you can bolt a propeller to the front and turn every street into a wind tunnel? The Helica's body was made entirely of wood. Think pine, oak, maybe even some leftover furniture scraps. It was light, aerodynamic, and shaped somewhere between a canoe and a missile. Inside, it was tandem seating only, pilot in front, co-pilot behind. Leyat was clearly inspired by fighter planes and maybe a complete disregard for comfort or practicality. Underneath that wooden shell was a two-cylinder engine with 8 horsepower. Not much, but thanks to the lightweight design, it could hit speeds of 100 to 120 kilometers per hour. Terrifying when you consider there were no seatbelts, no airbags, and the front end was a spinning fan of doom. One version reportedly reached 170 kilometers per hour at Montlhéry. That's not just fast, that's are you okay? Fast. Later models had a boost to 18 horsepower, which is about the same as a determined lawnmower. But combined with that aircraft-style propeller, it delivered serious thrust. So serious, in fact, it could knock over hats, small children, and any sense of safety. That propeller was mounted right up front with only a thin metal grille between it and the world. The grille seemed less like protection and more like a decorative excuse. But here's the part I love. It actually worked. It was fast, it was light, it cornered well, and it looked like it came out of a Jules Verne fever dream. Of course, there were problems. Big ones. First, it wasn't really street-friendly, unless you enjoyed giving haircuts with the backdraft. Second, pedestrians didn't appreciate being blasted by wind or noise. And third, insurance companies didn't want anything to do with it. Only about 30 Helicas were ever made. Not because it wasn't cool. Well, actually, yes, because it wasn't practical. It was strange, dangerous, and about as useful as a submarine in a sandbox. Mass production never happened. But here's the thing. Marcel Leyat didn't just build a car. He built a dream, a fast, wooden, chaotic dream. And today, the surviving Helicas sit in museums, still looking like they're about to lift off. They remind us that innovation often comes from the wildest ideas. So next time someone says your invention is crazy, just remember Marcel Leyat. He might have terrified half of France, but he also made history. And don't forget, check the link in the description to learn more about the Helica De Leyat on the official archive site. Catch you next time on Technomaniacs, where we drive straight into the bizarre, full speed ahead.